Hi there, everyone. I've figured out how to go live on here, so hopefully this is working as planned. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about the number one problem my clients have when they come to me. And it really comes from this idea that when things aren't working in their relationship, they want to focus on figuring out how they can get their partner back on board, to change the things that they're not doing that isn't working for them, or to make some sort of change outside of themselves to make the relationship better. So either changing their partner or changing something about their relationship. You and your partner work together to form this relationship. That needs to change. So the problem with this, and why it's the number one problem, is that this is diving into something that really is putting ourselves out of our own control. We cannot ever change our partner. We can't change the relationship. We can change who we are in the relationship, or we can change ourselves, and that's about it. So basically, when you're struggling in a relationship, there are four main choices you have. So you have to decide and commit to, even if you're unconsciously choosing it, make it conscious so you know what you've chosen. So there's four choices. Number one choice is to leave. So as always, we have choices in our lives. If you know that this relationship is not working and you need to get out, you always have the option to leave. Of course, that comes with the fallout of what happens when we leave. And sometimes if we leave believing that there's something wrong with our partner and that we haven't done our own work, we tend to repeat patterns with our next relationship if there's still issues that we haven't solved within ourselves. So yes, leave if it's necessary to leave your relationship, but know that if there's your own internal roadblocks, that they will show up again in your next relationship. The second option here is to stay and change what you can control. So what can be changed. And really the only thing you can control in a relationship is how you react, the actions you take, how you respond when something happens. So far too often, we all really focus on what our partner isn't doing right, what we want them to do differently, what we would prefer. And no one is paying attention to the area that you can control, which is yourself. You can create a different feeling, you can create different actions, you can create different thoughts. So this is what you are responsible for and have control over. So it's an amazing place to focus your energy on yourself and who you are in the relationship. The third option here is stay and accept what can't be changed. So this is where we have to accept our partner for who they are and really connect back to why we chose them in the first place. So this is an interesting thing. When we go through what is called the stages of relationship, and you can get the relationship roadmap on my website, and I'll put a link under this video. It shows you the 5 stages. Now, stage 1 is the romance stage, and we all know this one very well. You meet somebody, you fall in love, you can't get enough of each other, you have your love goggles, as I like to call them, on, and you see your partner as all their best parts of them, and you show up in your best way. So you're really connecting in this kind of best case scenario. You're putting your best selves forward, and you're loving each other up. Now, a big part of how this happens is that nature provides dopamine and oxytocin to help you keep these love goggles on. And they really are to help us procreate, continue on our species, make sure that, we stay together with somebody else so that we can continue on having babies and create more people in the world. So this is the way nature has created this to continue on. But that's stage 1 only of a relationship. And stage 2 is the power struggle. And this is where, in order to get past there, we really have to focus on what we can change, which is ourselves, and what we have to accept within our relationship. So in stage 2, the power struggle stage, we begin to see the things and our partner for who they really are, and begin to get irritated by certain things and wish it would go back to the way it was at the beginning. But nobody can continue that kind of way of being because it's not our real selves. So in order to get into a deeper relationship, you will go through the power struggle, and you will go through disliking, powering over, trying to control, trying to create who you want your partner to be. And in order to get past this, we go through eventually learning how to accept our partner for exactly who they are. And this is the third part of what you can control in the relationship. And it's allowing your partner to be who they are and not trying to get in their business and into controlling them. So that is the third option of what you can do when you're struggling in a relationship, is to accept your partner exactly who they are. The fourth option for you is to stay in the relationship, give up, and do things that make the relationship worse. So this is what we often do when we get stuck in this power struggle stage that I was talking about, stage 2 of relationships. And we really go into and continue to stay into trying to control our partner, getting into what I call the drama triangle, where you're really into trying to control the outside scenario so that you feel better, and really focusing on protecting yourself. It's really out of fear. So we're protecting ourselves so that we don't get hurt. We're trying to control the situation so that we stay safe. And it actually doesn't serve us. So you have a choice to stay here if you want to, but know that this isn't going to lead you to the type of relationship that you have, or that you want, I should say. So many of us choose this option. And if we consciously know we're choosing it, do it. But if you're beginning to see that you've chosen this option and didn't really know it, know that there are 3 other options. So number 1, to leave. Number 2, to stay in the relationship and focus on what you can change, which is yourself. And number 3, stay in the relationship and allow and accept your partner to be exactly who they are. So if you haven't downloaded my relationship roadmap yet, go over there now. Next week, I will be putting out an offer that goes along with the relationship roadmap. So if you want to wait till next week, do that. And I will remind you to download it then. All right, hope this is helpful and you have a bit of an idea of where you are in your relationship and what you've chosen if you're in struggle. All right, bye everyone. Talk to you soon.